The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Hello.
And welcome to the Joy with Julie podcast. It's Julie Brennan with our first ever guest. Are you ready to be introduced? Hi,
Sure.
CNDD.
Hey, Jules.
Welcome, and thank you so much for being on today. Love it. Love that you're my first guest. And you are zooming in so that we can have you for our podcast. Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
Okay. So Joy with Julie is about joy, optimism, and you. And we're going to start off with it being spring. I feel like spring is a time for renewal. How are you feeling about spring so far, Sandy?
I love it. I'm at work right now and I'm in front of a tree and it's bloomed.
Yes,
So it looks beautiful.
I get to. I was out on my little Juliet balcony this morning and I was like level with the trees and I noticed
Yeah.
that all the leaves are back. Loving it. Spring
Yeah,
is
that's what I
my
love.
spring is my number one season, and after that is summer. Good. All right. So we're gonna get right down into the nitty gritty. You ready?
Do it.
Joy, optimism, and you. How do you know that you're an optimistic person?
I don't know. I guess I'm just, you can't always think it's negative or anything. I don't know. I'm just, I don't know.
So
I'm
it's
trying to
actually more
think.
work to be an optimist. I went to college and my double major was psychology. So it's actually more work to be a positive person. It's easier in life to be a negative person. Did you know that when you have one negative interaction, it takes 10 positives to counterbalance that one negative? So for example, I'll give you an example. You go into an office. I don't currently. So let's say you go into an office and you're like wearing this outfit and you're jiving with your outfit, you're liking it. And then females. Females are too much at times. So sometimes there's that one female in an office, right? That gives you the once over. We all know the once over, right? Ladies with their eyes, they can just tell you so much. So let's say you're walking into the office, confident, you had a good morning, you've got your cutest shoes on, you love it, you like your outfit, feeling like your hair came out great. And then this lovely lady does her snarky little once over and looks at your shoes and stops. And you're just like, she didn't even say anything, but she let you know that she didn't like your shoes. So that could
Oh,
be
well.
right, oh well. But for some people, that's a negative that could like throw them off. Or if someone was like said something about what they were wearing or something they were eating or something they did for their job performance. But you need 10 positives to counterbalance one negative. I think a lot of people aren't aware of that, but I learned that at age 19 in college with Professor Greenwald in
Yes.
psychopersonality. Don't you think that's a lot though? You need a 10 to 1?
That is, yeah, that is a lot, but you shouldn't let what someone says or does, like if you're doing the right things in your mind or in your heart and you feel good about what you've done that day and you go to bed at night and you lay your head down, what do you care what someone else says?
That's
Like
easy to
literally what?
that's easy to say, but I feel like our subconscious gets in there a lot and our negative self-talk and things like that. I mean, when you think about the people you interact with at your work, do you think most of them are optimists or there's pessimists or in between?
I think there's a little bit of in between. I work in health and human services, so there's, they have a lot of different things with kids, families. So, I think they go into whatever situation with the positive because they want to make sure that the child is okay. So,
You also,
I
it's
would
a
always,
large nonprofit, am I correct?
yes, it's a large
The
nonprofit.
nonprofit, there's a lot of turnover. The nonprofit, it's really stressful work. You don't think that there's some negative noise
But,
in there?
oh, there
Hmm.
is, but
But they have big
I mean,
hearts.
they have huge hearts, and I think
Yeah. And I
that's the
think
plus for me.
having and I
Yeah.
think having you on as our first guest here for the Joy with Julie podcast, I I'm sure that you align with optimism and sparking joy. That a positive, optimistic person that has a good outlook on life, doesn't allow others to influence how they feel
No,
much, allows you to spark joy,
no,
right?
yeah. I don't like. I think a lot of for me, like, I've tried. Like, it's good that you said like stuff with your subconscious. So, for years, what like I'm gonna say it's like 20 plus years. I've been meditating because I know, like subconsciously, because of life things that happened, if I didn't do that, like I would have been like one of those overly negative people, but I knew that I didn't want that. So that's why I made a conscious effort in my life to like, you know what? I can't let other people's energy at all bring me down. If they have
Love
bad
that.
energy, then I can't, I'm not saying I can't be around you, but I can pivot or adjust and be like, okay, I'll interact with you a little and then I'm good. And then I'll go somewhere. So I'm not wearing like rose colored glasses, but like I'm just not going to let people's energy bring me down.
Good. That's great. So it sounded like, from what I heard from what you said, is you've been through some things, like most people have,
Most
and
people.
you have to draw from your experiences and you have to be resilient. And resilience is important.
I'm resilient as F.
Okay, we'll take that. We know AF, what that means. Awesome, awesome. So Mother's Day is coming up, right? So Mother's Day is in 5 days. And I have a couple wonderings that I think a lot of women and even men can relate to out there. So, number one, you're raising a teenage son, Joseph, who's 17. And I'm wondering, what are your top two successes with him on your own motherhood journey?
One, he's here. So I went through IVF to have Joseph. So having him is like that was huge for me. Um, so maybe I'm gonna say three. One is actually having him and being here on this earth.
It's
Um,
amazing.
Two is I think when he was young, I was able to be a somewhat of an at-home mom
Okay.
because of the what happened. I was let go 2 weeks after I gave birth to him, and I'm like, okay, another like
So you had to pivot.
resiliency,
Hmm.
yeah, where I had to pivot, and I'm like, okay, and so
So he was 2 weeks
I,
old and you were an unexpected stay-at-home mom?
yep.
For how
So they're like,
long?
oh, I'm gonna let you. Well, what was it like? I think, um, I think it was like a couple of months, more than a couple of months, because I'm like, oh, I'm on maternity leave. I'm not leaving. You're gonna wait until I'm gonna wait until my maternity's done. Then you can write the letter, and then it was a severance package. Then I went on unemployment, so I was able to. I'm gonna say I don't remember, but I'm gonna say maybe like a year.
What a
So that
gift.
was a
That's
year.
your gift. Yeah,
Yeah,
you weren't
right.
planning
That was
for.
a year that I was like, I the first thought was, all right, Joe, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do. Um, I'm gonna go back to work and then we'll figure out how to do all this. Nope. I was able to stay home with them. That means I could
This whole
breastfeed,
first year of life.
right, like I could
What a
breastfeed them,
gift.
which was a thing where we're like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And I'm gonna pump and
So many
like
stages,
figure it
right?
out.
Because
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
from age one on, you were working mom, correct?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that leads us to a question I feel like many, many, many American women will relate to, and that is the juggle, right? So the juggle, the being an incredible mom, taking all that pressure, the pressure you put on yourself because you work full time, as well as volunteer, as well as being an amazing person in your other parts of your life. I know you take care of your dad at least once a week.
Yeah, on
Um,
seven Fridays.
so let's talk about having all those balls in the air. How do we stop? How do we keep them in
I
the air
drop
and try
some.
not to drop them? Right?
No,
Because
I
we
drop some
we
every
do what we
once in a while.
can.
I drop some. I'm
So how do
freaking
you do what
human.
you do and work full time and be a great mom?
Uh, uh, I appreciate you saying a great mom. It's always tough. I
You are.
appreciate that
You're an
you say
amazing
that, but
mom.
I
Not
know, but
easy.
it doesn't always feel like that. It just doesn't. So I don't know. Like for me, I'm a if I don't have it in my calendar, I don't remember it. So
Is it a
I
physical
like
calendar that's on a wall or is it a digital calendar?
no, it's a digital
I
calendar.
know you're
I'm in
IT. Okay.
IT.
So it's on your
I'm in
phone.
IT.
Yep.
So yes. So it's like, oh, you have an appointment. He has an appointment. You have this, and uh, like yesterday, I was like, how am I gonna? Nah, I didn't say how I'm gonna do something. Like, okay, so my dog got neutered yesterday, and we had an appointment at his school, which he wasn't aware of. So I was like, all right, he's not getting up. I'm like, okay, I need you to be up because we need to leave, and I'll drop you off at school. Okay, great. So I get home. He doesn't want to go to school. I'm like, no, you need to go to school, period.
So you got
You
home from
know,
dropping off the dog that needs to be neutered,
got home. Yep,
which was
got home.
emotional, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, like
The little drop
she's,
off of your baby girl.
yeah, that's my baby girl. So, Lulu. And so I was like, okay, let's go. And it was kind of like one of these, like, um, he was playing off, I don't want to go to school. I'm like, no, no, you're going to go to school. There's no, like, nothing. You're going to school. So he
Right.
got ready. We got there, I'm like, oh, and by the way, we're having a meeting because I knew if I
You would
told him,
definitely not get out of bed.
he would definitely not go. So we had the meeting, but it was actually good because the school was like, you know what, um, what can we do to help you as a single mom? Like, what can we do? And like, I needed him to, the meeting was good because I needed him to see, hey, you know what? Wow, like my mom dropped off the dog, got me here to school. Then she has a meeting. Then she left there, went
Right.
to work. After she left work, I don't remember what I did yesterday. Oh, um,
So it's just a
we were
constant
now,
juggle, constant juggle.
yeah, like constant. So it's like, okay. And then, when it's time to go to bed, you're like, I'm tired. And then,
Mm.
boom,
Exhausted. Yeah.
like
And what people listening
and
right now aren't aware of is in 2020 is when you became a single mom. And that was because you lost your partner of 27 years, right? During the very
yeah,
beginning of COVID. And so not only are you a single mom, you're that double parent, right? There's Joe. Hey, Joe. So you unexpectedly lost your partner, Joseph's dad,
yeah.
and then you became the mom and both parents, right?
Yeah, like at this point in uh, motherhood, doesn't mean it wasn't before, but because of whatever stuff with Joseph and he's getting older and I'm the disciplinarian and the mother, and there are days that one is more than the other.
Mm,
Yeah, I want to be the mom. I just want to be his mom, but there are
yeah.
times that I'm like, yep, mom's down here and I'm the disciplinarian. Sorry.
But it's all of the
But
same, right? I mean,
yeah,
as
and
a
that's
parent, we have to
maybe
be
if
the
that's
disciplinarian.
yeah, but maybe that's the juggle. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm saying you're saying juggle. Maybe I say balance. It's like, okay, like today is more this one, tomorrow's more
Mm.
this one,
But
and
you don't
it's
have
kind of
that,
like,
you don't have that other person to tap out and be like, you know what,
no,
I'm freaking done with them right now. You deal with them, right? Or you don't even have
right?
that
That's
person that you can
nope.
call and be like, Joe, this is your kid too. What are we gonna do? Right?
Oh yeah, like I think sometimes. No, I think I know many times half of the stuff that is happening wouldn't because his dad was he was my best friend, but then when we had Joseph, he's like, yeah, Sandy, you're my second best friend. He's my first.
Yeah, he
And
was.
but I knew it, and because that
It
was,
was okay because
we
it was
right,
yeah, a natural shift. And it was a different kind
right,
of so
yeah.
what is your biggest challenge in single momming? Be honest, you have a 17-year-old boy that's horny.
Oh,
He's a teenage boy that has a girlfriend, I'm sure,
yeah,
and
and
he's
that's
in
it.
the 11th grade. What is
That
the
is
biggest challenge of single
that
momming?
is it right there.
Tell me.
He's a single boy. His hormones are raging, and he
He
has a
looks like a
girlfriend.
young man.
Yes. So it's trying to um, teach him to be a good, I'm not saying like he's a good, because he's a good kid. I know he's a good kid. To be a good guy, um, a, a good gentleman, a good human, and be respectful. Um, like, I guess for me at this point, it's like him listening. Like,
Hmm.
I need him to listen to me. And at this
Like,
point,
do you hear the
sometimes,
words, like Chris Rock would say, do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Like that?
oh yeah, no, he doesn't. He hears this wah 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 wah
From
wah. I'm
Charlie
like,
Brown's teacher. Oh my
yeah.
God. I love it. So I feel like more women just need to talk about what it's really like inside our house. So, for example, this morning, day 2 of my 14-year-old not going to school. So, yesterday, he was at his dad's house. So, the fact that he didn't get out of bed this morning surprised me because usually it's not 2 days in a row. Not in the mood to go to school, working through it. It's definitely school avoidance. And I got to tell you, sometimes it is messy being a mom, right? So with Mother's
Oh
Day
my
only
God.
5 days away, I want to know. I'll share with you first and then I'll have you go. I'm going to tell you what I'm most grateful for right now. So I want you to think about what you're most grateful for right now.
All right.
I am most grateful for right now that even when my kids struggle, they can be real with me. They can be raw and vulnerable and real. Even if it isn't exactly when I need it, they'll come around and they'll be open and expressive to me. And I guess what I would shout out to all the moms and dads out there right now is keep trying. If they don't have a dialogue with you, just let them know it's a safe place and you are willing and always to be there. And if it's not you that's their confidant or that they can share with what they're struggling with, that let it be someone else, a coach, a teacher, the other parent, an aunt, a godparent, right? So, what is it that you're most grateful for right now? I'm most grateful that my kids do open up to me.
I guess I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we're both here and still alive, and I'm grateful
And
that,
healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Why I'm saying that is my son is like he's a health nut. He likes
Mm.
going to the gym.
Likes to take care of his
Um,
body. That's good
yeah,
because
he
it
likes
helps
to
his
take
mind too.
care. Right, he likes to take care of himself. So I'm now that I'm thinking about that, yeah, I'm grateful that he's like that
All right.
because I know he wants to be here
Last
for a long
question. I'm going to wrap it up. I really appreciate you being here on your lunch break. You're
All right,
amazing.
that was quick.
Last question is, what do you wish more people knew about how to help you in your life as a single widowed mama?
Oh boy.
What would allow you to
Um,
have more joy? Someone popped up at your house, if someone did something for your son, if someone sent you a card in the mail, like what is the one thing that you wish people knew about how to help you in your life?
oh, so for me, everyone's different. So for me, um, and being a single mom is if someone is willing to be like Joseph's mentor. That to me, that's what I know for a long time since his dad, since Joe, I'm not going to say passed, he went home. Since he went home to heaven, is someone being Joseph's mentor. I know for a
And you
fact
haven't had
that,
that for him.
nope, nope, because it's, whatever decisions it is, that people made, people I asked that maybe did or didn't, that would have been a game changer because
Okay.
he is so desperately wanting that. I know
So
it.
we're still looking for a mentor for Joseph, and we are going to talk to some people and we'll try to find that. Getting back to the joy, optimism in you. Thank you so much for coming to our first ever Joy with Julie podcast. Thank you for over the last 4 years telling me I should do this. And I appreciate Adam at ECAT letting me give me the opportunity and allowing me to do this so easily. So tune in. We're going to do this twice a month. And I can't wait to share our thoughts and ideas and have more guests on here. Thank you, Sandy, from the bottom of my heart for being the first
Love
one.
you.
Remember to spark your own joy. Do things that make you happy every single day. Love you.